What is up, folks? Briston Gaming. We are back with another exciting episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we'll help you figure out what mods are good for you. And this week, we have a cool week ahead of us. We are covering the top 4 starter mods. These are mods that are perfect for either starting a new game or people who are not really familiar with the game to help them out. But before we jump into that, I'm going to say mod authors, thank you guys for all the cool work you guys have been doing. I love seeing the stuff that you guys come up with, especially now that Alpha 21 is starting to get its legs underneath it a little bit. And also community members, thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean the world to me. I love everything that you guys have done. Thank you so much with that. And now we're going to go into the mods. And the first mod is the starter kit by Wolfbane 5/Gypsy11. Now, the reason I like this is because it's this little packet we have, right? It's a little starter bundle, right? So we open it up, and now it gives us the stuff that we need to do the main quest. Now, the reason I like this, the reason it's in this list, is one, it saves us from having to gather this crap up, right? And sometimes, depending upon how you start, you might not get lucky and find feathers at all. And that's happened to me before, where I've been like, okay, I don't see any bird's nests around. I mean, like, luckily there's one here, but it's happened before where I haven't spawned near a bird's nest for a little bit and I had to run to try to find one. This eliminates that need and just gives you what you need to be able to knock the quest out super quick. Now, granted, there are other mods that, you know, just one and done, that's it. But I like this because you still have to go through the motions, and this is still really good for new players or people like my wife Lunabug and stuff who might not be 100% familiar with how everything goes. This helps them progress through. It gives them, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, this is how I do this. And it walks them through whilst giving them the stuff to do it, so they're not having to hunt it down themselves, you know? It's just a fantastic mod for that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright, folks, so as you see, we just spawned into this new world, and we already have something in our inventory here. We have an iron pickaxe. This is the start game with iron pickaxe by Pobby. Or I really hope I said that right, but I don't really believe I did. So the reason why I like this mod is this is another weapon to, well, I say weapon, really it's just another item to help you start out. But like, you need to get stone and stuff, right? Well, now we have a slightly easier way of getting stone. We have an iron pick. It's a small thing, but it's one that you really do take for granted early game. Now, I don't like the fact that it ranges from like a 1 to a 6, but I'm going to go ahead and freeze the AI because I know that wolf is going to come at us. It's one of those things that I really enjoy with just being able to have something like this for mining and stuff, because starting out and using just the stone axe is a pain in the butt. I hate, you know, being Thanos, I use the stones to break the stones. I hate that crap. I like being able to have something like this. It helps so much early game, stuff like that. Starting out, this is a godsend, and Lunabug really likes this. She was the one that was like, you need to add this to your list and show it off immediately. Because the last time we played, we didn't have this, and she hated it because she wanted to stay at base and just mine and do stuff, and she was using the stone axe. So when I saw this, she was like, yes, this is one that you need to show off because it's fantastic. And it is fantastic. It's nice being able to have something like this to mine with when you start out, especially once, you know, you find a place, or if you're going to build a base from scratch, stuff like that. This just gives you that leg up on getting resources. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright, folks, so this next mod is the Water Collector from Starter Quests by Zenix. Man, I hope I said those things right. So what this does is, once you finish out the quest and you come talk to the trader, you see we have something that just popped up on the side there. So we come in our inventory, we have a quest reward dew collector. So we open it up, now we have a dew collector. So the reason I like this mod is, well, there's a lot of reasons why I like this mod. One is because the Fun Pimps upped the price of dew collectors, or from the water filters, I mean, from, it was like 1,500, 1,700 before, now it's like 2,500, something like that. So it's a little bit more difficult to get. It is doable day one, but you have to sell basically everything you loot. You really can't keep a lot for yourself, for resources wise, stuff like that. You have to be very smart about what you loot. But also, I'm not a big fan of just the gatekeeping like that, of just making it arbitrarily more difficult to get just a little bit of water, because as soon as you get the water filter mod for your helmet, or even start looting POIs a whole lot, you really don't worry about water. It's not like water is a big thing to stop you from progressing at all. It really isn't. But just to illustrate, so when we spawned in here near a house. Now, had we looted that house and then made our way up the road here like this, and then come over here to the trader, we didn't pass any other POIs to loot. Just one. And depending upon the detours we took, like if we'd have gone down the road there, like if I go God mode and I come this way and start trying to loot these things, we potentially may have more water. We might have some, we might not. Had we gone down this road, we might have passed a few things to get us water. But as you see down this road, there's really not a lot here either. So depending upon how your map generates, depending upon what you do, is going to determine the amount of water you can get from looting POIs and stuff. We might have just had to sit here and drink, dirty pond water and get dysentery and then lose even more water. So having a mod like this, I don't really consider a lot of game breaking. It's more of a small quality of life feature. Maybe not give us the water filter exactly, or the dew collector completely, just the water filter, or even more dukes, something like that, just a little bit to tweak it. But I like it because it does help ease that gate a little bit, because depending on how long it takes you to get from, again, our starting point down here to here where the trader is, could take 10 minutes, could take longer, could take a whole day. It really just depends on your map generation. There's been people talking about on the forums. I've seen it on Reddit. I've experienced it myself, even where you spawn in and your trader's 6 kilometers away and you're on a 6K map and it's like, what the shit? How are they literally on the other side of the map from me when you've passed by 6 traders to get to them? It doesn't make any sense. So this doesn't exactly break the game. It just gives you an extra source of water. Of course, by the time you might get to that trader that's 6 kilometers away, you don't need the extra dew collector, but this is just something that gives you a little bit more source of water, but it doesn't work for you unless you set it down. So if if we up the time to, let's say it's 1700 1600 by the time we get to the trader, that dew collector does nothing for us because we haven't set it down and started generating water. It doesn't work until we place it on the ground, and then it starts to collect. So it doesn't matter that you get day 1, day 2, or 3 whenever you get it. It doesn't do you any good until it's down and starts collecting. So this just gives you an extra small source of water depending upon when you can get to the trader. It does kind of push you towards getting to the trader a little bit faster, which I think is a little bit better anyway, because I'm not one of those people that just likes to loot a house and then sell every last resource just in the hopes that I can afford a filter and then not be able to craft the damn dew collector anyway, because now I don't have the stuff to be able to craft it. You know what I'm saying? It just bugs me that they did that. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the last mod. All right, folks, so this last mod is the super cool random skill starting bundle by Mythgard. Now, before I jump into what this mod does, I'm gonna say that you can't use this and the pickaxe, the starting pickaxe, together. You either have to tweak the XMLs or pick one or the other. But it's a super cool mod that what it does is it gives you a chance to just random skill notes. So as it says here, it says creates 3 random skill magazine bundles, 1 tier 5 skill book bundle, and 4 mechanical parts. And it could be just completely random what we get. And it's kind of what it is, completely random. Now there is a version of this mod that does give you some stuff to make you OP. I like this though because if you've watched the channel a lot, you know that I like the mods that give skills or stuff like that to give your character a backstory, because I like that. If you've made it this long in a zombie apocalypse to where the Duke left you out to die and stuff like that, you've got some knowledge, man. Like, you're not a blank slate like the character starts out here. You've at least got something, right? So you see, we've just got a bunch of random stuff. We got big hitters. We got Handy Lad or Handyland. Yeah, Handyland. Wasteland Treasures, Needle and Thread, some medical journals, some scrapping for fun, Furious Fists, tactical warfare, stuff like that. So I like this because it's random. Like, you could get really good stuff day 1 or crap. Like, it just depends on how RNG decides to play with you. Or you could use the super OP version and make yourself a badass from the get-go, which I kind of like, thematically a little bit, because if the Duke left you for dead, which is exactly what this skill note says, or in the skill note, this little note here from the Duke, just a friendly reminder, pay on time. Yeah. So like he left you out here to die, right? So like you gotta be somebody that's pissed him off somehow. Well, I kind of like the thought that you could be a little bit of a badass that maybe got into debt with the Duke and, you know, he sent his goons after you. It's just a little, you know, flavoring in my head. But I like the mod for that. It can give you a chance to have some backstory with, you know, how you've looted these things. Like maybe you were just random dude that just had some knowledge and trying to better yourself. You pissed off the Duke somehow by borrowing money or something, you know? Whatever. I like it. It's a small thing. But with that, folks, we are done. These, again, are the top 4 starting mods I've seen. I've really enjoyed being able to play around and goof off with these and see how they change a play style, starting out, stuff like that. They do make a big difference for a lot of people. And if you're newer to the game, I think these mods are going to help you out a ton. But with that, we are done. Again, thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. If you liked the episode, go ahead, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think. But have fun. Take it easy, and we will see you next time.